Yo, what's going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Today we're going to be venturing off of the path of stickers like we've been talking about a lot recently. Obviously Paris, Antwerp, Stockholm, all that good stuff. And today we're going to be going back to some items and some skins, and one skin and one item specifically that I've been wanting to make a video about for quite some time now. I've already talked about it a little bit. It's actually one of the most popular videos on my channel so far, but Counter-Strike tweeted out today. They had a big update. They said, we're excited to ship our first overhauled map into the CS2 limited test, Overpass, alongside Vertigo. Vertigo's playable casual and deathmatch. Overpass is available to play in casual deathmatch, competitive, wingman, new, blah, 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 blah. They have release notes, and inside these release notes, we got some new pretty big updates. And Hobshy tweeted this out. He said, big CS2 update is out with Overpass and Vertigo. This is what I'm most excited about. Glove patterns and wear are now more closely aligned with the CSGO versions. Various improvements to foil stickers. So, even though we're not specifically talking about stickers in this video today, definitely keep an eye out for how those updates to foils are looking. Obviously, we won't know for sure exactly what anything's going to look like or what anything's going to be until CS2 itself actually releases fully. But if you are a big-time foil investor, somebody maybe wanting to get invested into foils at some time in the future, at least keep your eye on this stuff so you know what you're getting into and you know what's going on. And then finally, various adjustments to the size of stickers applied to weapons. Again, that's another thing to look out for. You don't want your stickers to be ridiculously bigger or smaller than you maybe intended, or maybe than you think looks good, or maybe than the market thinks looks good, whatever. But the big thing here, and what I've been wanting to talk about, and, pretty conveniently timed all this, is the glove patterns and wear are now more closely aligned with CSGO versions. Now, I know there's been some talk about, I think Vice gloves and maybe some other gloves having wear that was either non-existent or maybe too strong or not strong enough. I don't know the whole thing. I haven't really gone down the whole rabbit hole. I've been really fully committed to Paris stuff recently. But what I do know more so about, and what I want to talk about in this video, is the case-hardened Hydra Gloves, which has really the community pretty shook up and talking a lot about right now. Obviously, case-hardened Hydra Gloves have always been a little bit controversial because we know there's other case-hardened items out there. Obviously, most notoriously the case-hardened AK, which comes in 1,000 different patterns. It's got your blue gems, it's got your blue mags, it's got all this different stuff. These are all going to be worth different various amounts of money, and they all have different combinations of yellow and blue and all this different stuff. And some of them look really cool, some of them look not so cool. But you always got to be really, kind of aware of not only the wear of the AK, whether it's factory new or minimal wear or whatever, but also what pattern you are getting. And that can greatly change the amounts of money that it's going to be worth. With AK, sometimes it can mean hundreds of thousands of dollars difference. But the weird thing about the case hardened Hydra Gloves is that even though they're case hardened, even though we already have a precedent set of case hardened gloves having different patterns with the AK, the case-hardened Hydra Gloves, despite whatever pattern they were, pattern 1, pattern 999, they all looked exactly the same in CSGO and still do look exactly the same in CSGO right now. But a couple of weeks ago, with one of these CS2 updates, kind of unannounced and maybe on purpose, maybe not, whatever, case-hardened Hydra Gloves started having different patterns, started having different wears. I don't know if I have this somewhere, but, we started seeing these blue gem Hydra Gloves. We started seeing Hydra Gloves with different amounts of blue on them. Some of these are more yellow, some of these are more blue, some of these are almost entirely blue. Like these here, which you can see are very blue case-hardened Hydra Gloves. I'm not sure exactly what pattern this is. I don't know if this is 771 or 691 or whatever, but obviously there are some highly sought after Hydra glove patterns, and the prices started to explode. If we look at the lifetime of these case-hardened Hydra Gloves, these are the minimal wear ones. Obviously, the only prices that are going to be really greatly affected here is going to be your more blue patterns. But just in general, they started to put a lot of eyeballs on these gloves, and the prices started to increase. In February, these were like $150. With the CS2 hype, it went up to like $250, and then it kind of crashed back down to this $180, $190, $170, $200 range. And then that update where the case-hardened Hydra Gloves started getting blue gems came out, and it spiked again from this $180 range up to like $300, $400. Some sold up here for $1,000. And back down to where we are at today, where the minimal wear, you can buy for like $212, but again, that's just kind of at the most basic patterns. The prices that are listed on Steam Market are never going to tell the full tale or the full story for these case-hardened Hydra Gloves. But the biggest asterisk with this whole thing is that In CSGO, these still are not blue gems. These still do not look more blue. These still do not have different colors. These still are exactly the same pattern base and everything. And CS2 is still in a very, very experimental, very, very beta stage. And we've already seen some items throughout CS2 get updates and get changes and have the market prices change drastically just for the updates to absolutely wipe them out. Whether it's stickers, whether it's the Op Sun and Leo, which I believe they changed the scope to like black, I think they changed the scope to black and now it's back to purple and the prices went up and they crashed back down and people are losing all this money and prices for these case hardened Hydras are starting to go crazy. You know, this is the insane new blue gem sale that Crikey tweeted about. He said the #1 Hydra glove case hardened sold for $5,000. This is pattern 310 in minimal wear condition. Seems like blue gem gloves are seriously picking up. And again, this is before CS2 has even been released. This is before case hardened gloves are even official. These are even before we know that case hardened gloves are still going to exist in CS2. People are paying $5,000 cash for something that before all this hype and before all this craziness, was worth like 130, 140, 150 bucks. So these prices are crazy. You know, and I had other people in the community saying like, hey, like Fano, he was like, why are people mass buying the case hardened gloves off the market after the Op Sun and Leo fiasco? Even if they keep them this pattern base, is it really worth it for these mid-tier gloves? I don't know. It's a very fair question. But again, that's with a ton of risk involved too, the fact that they might not even keep it. So that led people like Anomaly to, really kind of starting to freak out and worry and laugh at people when this new CS2 update dropped, because he said, oh no, people paid thousands for the Hydra gloves. Do they even still have the patterns or not? And again, this is that update from CS2 that we got today. This says added leading zeros on stat track module, glove patterns, and wear now more fully closely aligned with the CSGO versions, which a lot of people took right off the bat to mean that the case hardened Hydra gloves were going to look more like CSGO, where all the case hardened patterns are exactly the same. There's no differences. There's no blue gems. There's no anything gems. There's no more yellow, more blue, whatever, because they all look exactly the same. And if this is the case, then even that $5,000 blue gem pair that sold, it's going to be worth like $150, $140, $130 again. And that guy's going to lose, $4,800 instantly. So I'm sure when people read this, they had a little bit of a heart attack. They were really starting to panic. They were starting to freak out. And some people were like, oh, hey, we told you so. We have Jesus chiming in here saying, hey, I fucking warned you. Anomaly saying, me too. I said I wouldn't personally buy anything based on a change in a limited beta. That's like a recipe to get fucked. So people were wondering what was going on. I'm sure people were worried, scared, whatever. But so far, people are tweeting out that in the CS2 beta, the case hardened Hydra gloves are unchanged so far. This guy said, hey, pattern stayed king, wear is now more updated. This person said, hey, there's your answer, and they tweeted out, here's the before and here's the after of some of these blue gem case hardened gloves where they have stayed the same. Now this has led some people like Crikey, he tweets out, hey, blue gem gloves are confirmed for CS2, saying, hey, if Valve did this update and they are still there, that must mean they're confirmed. Now I'm not in that camp. I'm saying you still need to chill out. I'm saying you still need to relax. I'm saying you still need to wait, because like Anomaly said before, he wouldn't buy anything, or he wouldn't buy into the hype of anything in a limited beta until it's actually hit its full release. And that's still where we are at. So yes, the blue gem case hardened gloves did survive this update, but this will not be the final update of CS2. This does not mean they are home free. This does not mean they are confirmed by any means. This is not 100%. Did this greatly increase the likelihood that we will see blue gem case hardened gloves in CS2? Yes. Did it confirm it? No, absolutely not. Until Counter-Strike or Valve or somebody says themselves that these are confirmed, or until the game actually comes out for real and they are confirmed, they are by no means confirmed. But if you are one of these investors that's bought up a lot of these or spent a lot of money, you could definitely be feeling a little bit better today. But I definitely still think there is plenty of risk involved here. Obviously, Valve is, I'm sure, aware of these, and the fact that they're aware of these and didn't make this change yet is a little bit weird. I don't know why they, would have them in CSGO and then not in CS2. I don't know why they would say they're making wares and patterns more in line with CSGO and then not actually do that. I don't know if they're going to do it in the future. Who knows? But this was definitely a scare for investors today, and just kind of a cautionary tale for the future that Valve is changing stuff all the time. It seems like once a week at least we are getting some pretty significant updates right now. Stickers are changing. Foils are changing. Patterns are changing. Wares are changing. So if you are investing in CS2 items at this point, it is a gamble. It is a risk. It is very, very speculative. That doesn't mean you can't make money, but that does not mean that you are necessarily making safe or sound investments. But definitely a big win for case-hardened Hydra glove investors today. But we'll have to wait and see what happens next. Pretty much it for this video today, guys. Hopefully I catch you in the next one. But until then, peace.